New Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
Be a pro. It's an acronym for Purposeful, Resilient, Original, and it's the mindset that Arizona football head coach Jedd Fisch wants his players to take every day within the program. Hi, I'm KGUN 9 Sports Director Jason Barr, and welcome to our 2022 Arizona football season preview. In this streaming special, we'll feature player profiles and talk conference realignment, and it's all to get you ready for the upcoming season. It's year 2 for Jedd Fisch, or is it? He was 1-11 last season.
A lot of times we refer to as year 0, that we got here and we really weren't in a situation to build the program because we weren't bringing in anybody.
That changed during the offseason. Fisch has been a master salesman, luring in transfer quarterback Jayden de Laura, the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. Fisch has cast his recruiting net wide. Enter wide receiver P.R.O McMillan, who the Wildcats flipped from Oregon, and tight end Kian Burnett, who the Wildcats flipped from USC. But it's still a program that has just one win out of its last 24 games. One that was last in the Pac-12 in sacks allowed, last in the nation in red zone defense, and one that hasn't beaten its rivals since 2016. De Laura wants to do for Arizona this season what he did for Wazoo last season.
That was my one goal when I was at Washington State, was when we played UW, I wanted to beat them.
The Wildcats had a victorious offseason. Now, with improved talent, it should translate into more wins on the field. There's no competition this season to be the starting quarterback of the Arizona Wildcats. U of A will be led under center by Jayden de Laura.
I would say I'm a really energetic guy, mobile, accurate. Yeah, I like to win.
Quarterback Jayden de Laura was all those things last year for Washington State. The Honolulu native led the Pac-12 in passing yards and touchdowns in conference games last season.
I think this year I kind of proved more that I can sit in the pocket more.
But Washington State hired Jake Dickett as head coach and transferred in a different QB, Cameron Ward, to lead the Cougars offense.
They went a way that they felt was good for them, and I respect it. And at the end of the day, I had to make a decision that was best for me.
That decision was for de Laura to transfer to Arizona, where he hasn't even had to compete to be the #1 quarterback for Jedd Fisch's offense.
I believe Jayden has earned the right to be the quarterback at this point.
And he's already earned the respect of his teammates, such as wide receiver Jacob Cowing.
Just how dedicated he is to the game and how much he's in that film room, and he's like, hey, let's go watch film. Let's try and study as much as we can, so when we get to game time, we're prepared as much as we can be, and just at that point, just go out there, have fun, and just play football. De Laura might be staying in the same conference, but he's having to learn a new offense. He'll be under center as opposed to in the shotgun formation.
And that was kind of a big pull for me, just going into an offense where I can step up and be more ready for the next level.
That time may not come for a while. De Laura has 3 seasons of eligibility left, and with it, a chance to provide stability for the Wildcats at the QB position.
He's had a great success in our conference, and he's very young. So I'm excited to watch him grow.
Well, this year, Arizona football has the 3rd best recruiting class in the Pac-12. That is according to 24/7 Sports. The headliner, wide receiver P.R.O McMillan.
I came here to just produce and just prove to the world, be a difference maker.
Wide receiver P.R.O McMillan didn't initially plan to attend the University of Arizona. The 5-star recruit had his choice of offers and committed to Oregon. But Jedd Fisch decided to keep in touch.
Even when I was committed to the day I signed, they never stopped recruiting me. They never stopped reaching out to me.
And then an opening when Oregon coach Mario Cristobal left for Miami.
It was a big bummer for me, but it opened up new doors.
Fisch continued to bite, and he had a little help. McMillan's Servite High School quarterback and friend Noah Fafita had already committed to Arizona. And if anyone knows how good T-Mac really is, it's his QB.
On the field, first things first, his athleticism, being able to jump out the building, being able to create separation in his routes, and even more so his body control. You don't see people that could jump that high that can go up and attack the ball at its peak, at its apex. So, I mean, the body control he has, the ball skills he has, and the overall athleticism.
McMillan decommitted from Oregon and decided to bear down. His skills were on display during the spring game. He caught this touchdown pass and also caused a couple of pass interference penalties.
My goal is to start him day one as our outside wide receiver because of his ability, truthfully, to catch the football.
The range is what makes him, able to come in and compete as a true freshman. His ability to go up, leave his feet and make plays on the ball is one of a kind, really.
The wide receiver position is often filled with give me the ball, look at me type of guys. But that doesn't describe P.R.O. McMillan.
He's never mad at the quarterback, mad at his teammates for any reason. He's a special player, but even a better person.
We're excited about a player of his caliber being an Arizona Wildcat.
I'm Breanna Isbell, Arizona Stadium. For Arizona's offensive weapons to excel, they will need strong performance from the offensive line. That includes Marana native and left tackle Jordan Morgan.
Jordan Morgan is a very, very special player.
A special player who plays a special position. The starting left tackle protects the quarterback's blind side. But Jordan Morgan began his football career at Marana with other ideas.
I wanted to be a quarterback just like everybody else.
That idea didn't last long.
I got hurt off of that. I didn't really like it, so I switched to tight end. Then after tight end, I went to tackle, right tackle, and then left tackle.
Morgan had a growth spurt. His size and strength made him a natural for the offensive line, but it's a position that takes time to master. Morgan was part of an offensive line last season that led the Pac-12 in sacks allowed.
I had to stay extra hours, get in early, watch film and all that stuff. I just had to lock in. The coaches wanted me to be the best player I could be, and I took that personally.
His improvement can already be seen at this year's training camp, and he's earned the respect of Jedd Fisch, the QB whose blind side he'll be protecting.
His leadership, his seniority and everything, I feel like just that aspect of his game is going to help us out big time.
The Marana native doesn't just give Delora time to throw. He gives back to his community. He spends time volunteering at football camps and the Boys and Girls Club. He's been named the Werfel Trophy Watch List, which honors college football athletes who combine admirable community service with leadership achievement both on and off the field.
To go to these places like the Boys and Girls Club, it's fun to me. Seeing those kids have fun, seeing them look up to somebody like me. That's just how I wanted to be when I was younger.
He's been a fantastic role model. He's been a beacon in the weight room. The guys follow him. They want to get behind him. They want him to do great. He's been a great leader for our guys, and our guys are ready to go war with him.
The 6'5", 328-pound offensive tackle is ranked amongst the top 40 for his position by NFL Draft Buzz, making him a highly talked about NFL draft prospect. Today, despite draft whispers, Morgan says his focus is putting in the work.
I just keep my head down, keep working. I don't buy into that stuff right now.
Going into the new season, Morgan says his focus is bettering his techniques, communication, and countering movement on the offensive line. We will be seeing more of this rising star here at Arizona Stadium. Breanna Isbell, KGUN 9, on your side.
I'm Pat Parris at Arizona Stadium. I recently sat down with Director of Athletics Dave Hickey to discuss a number of topics from the Pac-12 and its future to the 2022 Arizona football season.
We made that decision to really rebuild, start from the ground up and rebuild the football program. Coach Fish and his staff and that vision is starting to come to fruition. And I think the key is we've got to be patient. You can build quick, you can do a lot of things, but it becomes really a house of cards. This is year 2 and exciting. Can see a great momentum. We've got the highest ranked recruiting class in the history of this school. Number 1 class last year in the Pac-12. So a lot of student athletes that can make a difference. A number of student athletes that have never been on the field yet. Really about half of our roster have never been on this field, never really played. So it'll be their first time out there. And I think it's going to be exciting for our fans. There will be progress. Our football program is headed in the right direction.
Let's talk about the health of the conference. Certainly a blow, USC and UCLA leaving. Your thoughts now that you've had a couple of months to kind of digest that?
Well, certainly to wake up to something like that was a big surprise. There's no secret in that. I think we've talked about it a lot. But I'm very proud of the position that the University of Arizona is in. We are strong, we're solid. This institution will be in the right place. I'm also very confident in the Pac-12 with its current membership of 10 now. But again, we still have 2 years before those 2 other institutions leave. But we've got to be planning and orchestrating and be ready to pivot and do the right things. But I'm very confident in how the Pac-12 looks and how this conference looks going forward. We're an anchor in the West. We're one of the greatest conferences that there's ever been. We have so much tradition and history here connected to the Rose Bowl. There's a lot of value in that, and we're proud as Arizona to be part of that.
The TV dollar is very important, especially with college football and the fact that the Pac-12 has a Pac-12 after dark. I know some fans don't like it, some coaches don't like it, but it could be a very important piece of what you get out of this next TV contract.
Well, it is. I mean, we want to have great exposure. Don't get me wrong. We want to be coast to coast. We want all of our fans to be able to watch. We want to put the A out there and grow in the branding of this institution and our programs. But yeah, it is a little bit unique. You know, we have control of these time periods here in the West where 100% of the population of the West can watch, and we really dominate those periods. That's an asset that we have. It's not to say it's the only piece that we pay attention to, but it is a strong asset as we go forward and realign and put together new media packages that will benefit our institutions and allow us to generate additional revenues to invest in our programs. And it really is about ratings. It really is about eyeballs, market shares, and market sizes. That's what's driving the media contracts going forward that really center around football.
I read a couple of different places that the University of Arizona has really been on the forefront of this and really been aggressive in making sure whatever happens with the Pac-12 or wherever it goes. Is that a fair assessment, and does that show just how committed you are to maybe the Pac-12, but also making sure you guys are aligned in the right conference?
Well, we have to have alignment in the right conference. We have good partners. Again, we believe in the Pac-12. At the same time, certainly President Robbins and I have to be very in tune with what's going on, how the landscape is moving, how the earth is shaking a little bit. We have to be aligned and understand what is right for the University of Arizona. This is an excellent institution academically, a great fan base, a power athletic program. That's why we're going to be in the right spot. No matter what happens and how this shakes out, we can be a leader in this and really not a follower, and that's where we want to be.
Arizona fans don't want to see him on the field as much this year, but when Kyle Ostendorp does have to come on to punt, he's one of the best in the country to do it.
Well, where we are in this, I'm scared of bugs. Oh, I'm terrified of bugs, sorry.
That may be the only thing Kyle Ostendorp is afraid of. He's not afraid of the oncoming rush. Ostendorp averaged nearly 50 yards per punt last season, third best in the nation.
He does a great job of getting the ball in the sweet spot and being able to carry the ball down the field.
Special teams coach Jordan Pow says the first team All Pac-12 punter can get even better.
Growing his knowledge of protections and when his operation needs to speed up just in terms of rush looks and when he can hold it to help our gunners get down the field. So really kind of growing his football knowledge, his positional knowledge, situational knowledge. I think that's where you kind of see the next step.
Ostendorp isn't afraid of learning either.
We persevered and managed not only to survive, but to triumph.
He was valedictorian of all graduating U of A athletes this spring with a 4.0 GPA, and in just 3 years, he earned his bachelor's degree in aerospace engineering. Football may not be rocket science, but his coursework is.
A lot of the stuff I work with is fluid mechanics, so it's like how the airflow goes over the ball or like a wing or airfoil, something like that. So you can kind of see sometimes like if I don't hit a great punt, like if it flows down, if it falls down too fast or too slow, kind of like that, but I don't really go in there and put a ball in a wind tunnel and test it or anything like that.
Between football and now working on a master's in aerospace, Ostendorp continues to test his time management.
It's definitely very hard waking up at 6 in the morning and then going to bed at 10 every night, and then everything in between I'm just booked. Last year I actually had to miss practice a couple times because I had class or presentations, but really just being consistent and focusing on my discipline, which Jedd Fisch has instilled in us quite a bit, has helped me a lot, because I know that my life outside of football will be benefited from the work I put in for these 3, 4, 5 years.
And Ostendorp says he and his teammates aren't afraid of putting in work and getting better on the field.
We didn't win so many games last year, and that's what I'm really looking forward to this year, is winning more games.
Ryan Fish, KGUN 9 on your side.
Joined now by Coach Johnny Nansen, the new defensive coordinator for the Wildcats. Coach Nansen, thanks for a couple of minutes here. What is the number one thing that you're looking to bring to Coach Jedd Fisch's defense this year?
You know, I think the kids have to have fun. You know, that's what I want them to do. You know, obviously all the great things you hear, we got to be physical, we got to be nasty and all that, but they got to enjoy the game. It's still a football game, you know, and I think if they're having fun, all the other things are going to fall in place. So that's what I'm looking forward to. You know, obviously, you know, the coaches, you know, all the coach talk about effort and all that. That stuff is going to come. But I want these kids to really enjoy, embrace, you know, what they're doing here. So that's what I'm going to bring.
Yeah, it is a game at the end of the day, right? Certainly you want to have a lot more takeaways. Is that something that you coach, or does that just come with being an aggressive defense?
Everything you have to coach. You got to coach energy. You got to coach, you know, how they get dressed and everything. You know what I mean? They're still kids, you know. But that's the part that I see in college football over the years. There's so much a business aspect to the game that they forget how to have fun. So, you know, and that's my message to them yesterday in our team meeting. Hey, you know what? You know, it's a next play mentality. Enjoy the game. Have fun with your teammates, because you know what? It goes by fast. So that's the lessons that we have to teach our guys and make them believe that they could do it too. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, you know, our staff is pretty, you know, I'm lucky. I said this before. I got every one of my assistants used to be a coordinator. So to have those guys in the building and them to take over, you know, when I'm saying something or sending a message along, you know, like having fun. We got to have fun as coaches too. So I think that's a message moving forward.
Red zone. It's something the program needs to get better at, both on offense and defense. Is that just a different mindset? How do you coach red zone?
Like I said, you got to practice. If you're going to be good at the red zone, you got to practice it. And I think that's what coach is doing. You know, as a matter of fact, the first 3 days, that's where our focus is going to be. And then obviously, we got to teach our guys about red zone, what to expect out of the red zone. Because the playbook for the offense shrink down. And we got to keep it simple for our guys on defense so we could be able to execute when we get down there.
And last question, you know, you're hearing about, you know, Jalen Harris. Give me one or two guys who you've seen on film or you saw in spring practice who've kind of perked your ear and your eye up a little bit. Hey, he's got a lot of potential, or hey, I can't wait to work with him.
I think everybody on the defensive line, you know, from Harris to Parris, Tank Wilson, you know, I think Tia, you know, Hunter, obviously. I'm excited about our front. You know, I'm excited about our secondary. I keep saying this. I think, you know, I've been around football for a long time now, and especially in this league. I think we have one of the better group in the league. And so, you know, our expectation for those guys, man, they really got to show up this year and help us. And then their leadership has got to help, you know, the older guys, because they're the veteran back there, to help the younger guys and bring them along. So those are the guys that stood out to me.
Johnny Nansen, thanks for a couple of minutes.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm Pat Parris at Arizona Stadium. It's a slogan that is synonymous with the University of Arizona, Bear Down. That slogan has a legendary story behind it that is absolutely Arizona.
It's easily the best slogan in the athletics in Pac-12.
Longtime Arizona Daily Star columnist Greg Hansen believes Bear Down is the best.
Better than have them forks up on your sideline.
On the sideline at Arizona Stadium, you'll see the Bear Down slogan 4 times, once on each corner of the field. Bear Down! It's a Wildcat rally cry that has its roots in a tragic story involving a U of A football player. John Button Salmon grew up in Bisbee. His father was chief of security at the Copper Queen Mine. In the 1920s, Button Salmon was a star catcher on the U of A baseball team. According to his baseball and football coach Pop McHale, Salmon had the talent to play baseball in the majors. In 1926, Button Salmon was also the quarterback on the football team and student body president. But all that changed after a car crash left Salmon paralyzed and fighting for his life at Southern Methodist Hospital in Tucson. Pop McHale visited Salmon every day for 2 weeks.
It must have been traumatic going into a hospital, the conditions that were present in 1926, and seeing your star quarterback paralyzed, probably dying, and there was nothing they could do about it.
Before leaving one night, McHale asked Salmon if he had anything to say to his teammates. Tell the team to bear down, he said.
And he died at 6 o'clock the next morning.
He was such a prominent figure, the U of A had Salmon's body lie in state for 2 days. According to newspaper reports, more than 1,000 cars were part of a procession to Evergreen Cemetery for a graveside service.
I'm guessing in 1926, that was a really big deal.
Days later, the U of A decided to go ahead and play their game at New Mexico State. According to Hanson's research, including an interview in 1986 with a pair of Salmon's teammates, Pop McHale gathered the players right before that game and shared the last words of Button Salmon.
Martin Gentry told me it didn't fire them up the way McHale had intended because New Mexico State was lousy. And it was 0-0 going into the fourth quarter, and Arizona got a late touchdown and won 7-0. He said, it was only 4 days after the funeral. So he goes, we were thinking about him more than playing hard.
Martin Gentry later became a Bisbee attorney. Months after Salmon's death, Gentry led the effort to name Arizona's brand new gymnasium Bear Down Gym. The players even helped paint the giant letters on the roof in 1927 that we still see today. Some have questioned the legendary Bear Down story, but Hanson is a believer.
I think a lot of people said Pop McHale tried to copy Notre Dame, win one for the Gipper. But that's not true because win one for the Gipper was 2 years after Button Salmon was killed.
While Salmon's teammates embraced the Bear Down slogan, it took quite some time for it to become a universal phrase among Wildcat fans.
Arizona didn't sell any Bear Down paraphernalia till the mid-'60s. And the guy who rescued it and made it a big thing at Arizona was Dave Sitton, just the great broadcaster.
While Sitton deserves plenty of credit for popularizing the Bear Down slogan, Hollywood deserves criticism for not taking the story and elevating it to Knute Rockne's status.
Win one for the Gipper thing became a movie, famous movie with Knute Rockne. And that was because it was Notre Dame, not Arizona. Probably wouldn't matter now that this was Arizona. It's just an irresistible story, don't you think?
An irresistible story that has become absolutely Arizona.
Arizona football kicks off 2022 against a somewhat familiar team in a not-so-familiar stadium. And the quarterback they're facing was almost a Wildcat.
On September 3rd, the Wildcats start their season on the road at San Diego State. The two teams met in Tucson last September. A lopsided 38-14 win by the Aztecs. But a new year brings new players and a new venue. This will be the first game at brand new Snapdragon Stadium in San Diego, bringing even more buzz to a team that won a school record 12 games last season.
Yeah, this program's trajectory is definitely a big reason why I came home.
It's full circle for Aztecs quarterback Braxton Burmeister.
It's definitely funny, and I'm excited to get on the field and play against Arizona.
Back in high school, he committed to play for the Wildcats under Coach Rich Rodriguez.
That was a long time ago, me in high school committing to Arizona, and definitely had good relationships with I think that was 2 or 3 coaching staffs ago.
Burmeister decommitted, recommitted, then flipped to Oregon to start his college career back in 2017. Later, he transferred to Virginia Tech. Now in his final year of eligibility, he's with his hometown team, older and wiser.
People don't realize how much goes into playing quarterback between the ears, and I think that's where I've developed the most for sure.
During Burmeister's journey, Arizona has cycled through more than its share of quarterbacks. But this year, there's buzz building behind transfer Jayden de Laura, last season's Pac-12 Offensive Freshman of the Year. Now in year 2, Coach Jedd Fisch wants to develop the Wildcats into a winner once again. He knows that will take time.
We all knew we were taking on a project to rebuild and to rebrand. And we're just at the very beginning stages of getting our program to where we want it to be.
And week 1 in San Diego is the first opportunity to show some progress. Ryan Fish, KGUN 9, on your side.
All right, we hope you enjoyed our 2022 Arizona football season preview. For Breanna Isbell, Ryan Fisch, Pat Parris, and all of us here at KGUN 9, I'm Sports Director Jason Barr. We'll see you here at Arizona Stadium on game day.
The new Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.